Welcome to Myth or Reality Stories. Is this story a myth and untrue, or a reality and totally true? You decide.
Today, I'm diving into the chilling world of OSRS and taking on the challenge to uncover the terrifying curse that players face. Let's see if I can survive it. Curses have always been a fascinating aspect of gaming. From ancient myths to modern urban legends, the thrill of the unknown has captivated gamers for decades. But when it comes to old school RuneScape, the concept of curses takes on a life of its own. In this game, curses are less about mythical powers and more about the superstitions that govern player experiences. One of the most intriguing aspects of OSRS is its unique blend of gameplay and community. With a dedicated player base that spans generations, the game has evolved into a cultural phenomenon. From in-game events to real-life meetups, the OSRS community is a force to be reckoned with. And within this community, superstitions and curses have become an integral part of the fabric. In OSRS, players have come to accept that certain actions can have unintended consequences. Whether it's wearing a specific piece of armor or using a particular spell, the fear of the unknown is always lurking. This fear has given rise to a fascinating phenomenon, the curse. Players will often share stories of how they've been cursed, from losing valuable items to experiencing bizarre in-game occurrences. As I delved deeper into the world of OSRS, I began to notice a peculiar trend. Players would often attribute their misfortunes to curses, rather than simple bad luck. It was as if the game had become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where superstitions fueled the fear of curses, and vice versa. This got me thinking, what if there's more to these curses than meets the eye? One of the most widely recognized curses in OSRS is the infamous Wildy curse. This curse supposedly afflicts players who venture too far into the high-risk wilderness, a treacherous area of the game where players can engage in PvP combat. According to legend, players who spend too much time in the wilderness will begin to experience strange occurrences, from equipment malfunctioning to unexplained deaths. Another popular curse is the Barrows curse, which revolves around the game's infamous Barrows minigame. Players believe that if they don't follow a specific set of rules while playing the minigame, they'll be cursed with bad luck and poor rewards. I've even heard tales of players who've been affected by the dual arena curse, which allegedly causes players to lose significant amounts of in-game currency. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of OSRS curses is the sheer diversity of superstitions. From avoiding certain colors to performing specific rituals, each player has their own unique take on what constitutes a curse. I've spoken to players who swear that wearing a certain piece of armor will guarantee their death, while others believe that using a specific spell will summon a powerful entity. One particularly harrowing tale that stuck with me was that of a player who claimed to have been cursed by a rival clan. According to the player, their rival had placed a hex on them, causing them to experience a string of bizarre in-game events. From equipment malfunctioning to unexpected deaths, the player was convinced that they had been genuinely cursed. Another notable example is the community's fascination with the Grazi Rupee, a rare and elusive in-game item. Players believe that if they manage to obtain the Grazi Rupee, they'll be cursed with terrible luck and misfortune. It's even become a sort of inside joke within the community, with players often joking about the item's supposed curse. As I continued to explore the world of OSRS, I began to realize that these curses were more than just superstitions, they were an integral part of the game's culture. Players had come to expect a certain level of unpredictability, and the fear of curses only added to the thrill. But not everyone is convinced that these curses are real. I've spoken to players who dismiss the notion of curses as mere coincidence or myth. According to them, the law of averages dictates that players will experience both good and bad luck. It's all just a numbers game. Skeptics argue that the prevalence of superstitions in OSRS is a result of the game's design. They claim that the game's mechanics are built around chance and probability, and that players are simply misattributing bad luck to curses. While this perspective has some merit, I believe that there's more to it than meets the eye. At the end of the day, the existence of curses in OSRS is a matter of personal belief. Whether you're a stalwart skeptic or a true believer, the fact remains that these superstitions had become an integral part of the game's culture. As I reflect on my journey into the world of OSRS, I'm left with a sense of awe at the sheer power of community and superstition. So, what do you think? Have you ever experienced a curse in OSRS? Share your own terrifying tales in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content on gaming myths and legends. See you in the next video.
This story is a myth and totally made up by us. Please subscribe, or else.